Hello, my name is Sally Pinto, and I'm the Program Director for the Yonkers NORC, Neighborhood Naturally Occurring Retirement Community. We serve seniors 60 plus in Northeast Yonkers. We are under the auspices of WJCS and the Yonkers Office for the Aging. We also have a resource specialist and a nurse on staff. We conduct virtual programming in partnership with the Yonkers Public Library on a daily basis. Enjoy the program.
Morning, everyone, and thanks for the well wishes last week. I appreciate it. I'm feeling good again, back to business. Okay, so different location, and I just want to show, sometimes you can do these workouts. I'm on this carpeted floor here. I'm choosing to do it barefoot because we don't really wear shoes up on this floor here. So I like to do it without socks because I feel like the socks can sometimes slip. So that's why I'm totally barefoot. So that's always an option if you're, if it's hot or something like that, you can work out barefoot or with, a nice pair of sneakers, supportive sneakers. Okay. So we are going to start with our 10 chin tucks. Okay. So seated or standing, we're just really going to elongate the spine, lengthen straight up. Okay. And we're going to just tuck back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So a little stretch right through here. Okay. Now we're going to turn side to side, always coming back to center, 5 per side. So we're going to turn and look over one shoulder, still up nice and tall, center. And now the other side, center, turn, 3, turn, 4, turn, 5, turn, 6, turn, 7, turn, 8, turn, 9, and turn, 10. Good. Our last one we're going to do here is seated or standing cat-cow. Okay. Seated position, your hands are on your thighs. Standing, they're on your thighs as well, right above your knees. Okay. So you're just going to hinge forward if you're standing a little bit, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to round down, tucking the chin, looking down at the floor, feeling the belly pull up, and then exhale, reverse it and look up. 1, tuck, 2, reverse. Feel that spine waking up. 3, 4, this should feel nice. 5, inhale down, exhale up. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right. Okay, so we're going to get into the next part of our warm-up phase, but I just want to remind you with everything we just did there, think about that. We moved our chin and our neck forward and back, side to side, and up and down. Okay, so really waking up everything. If you have neck issues or anything like that, think that's good practice to get into the habit of, and it takes all but 2 minutes. So, always consider that, you're moving forward, back, side to side, and up and down. Okay. So our warm-up is going to be 3 minutes long, and it's going to be 30 seconds each exercise, continuous. If you need to take a little rest in between, just do so. It's 3 minutes long, and you can choose when you need to take a little break here. We're just going to simply start with marching in place. Now, if you're doing it from your seated position, you're here. Again, we're focused, seated or standing, opposite hand, opposite leg, foot pattern, okay? All right, so you're just going to be marching. I'm going to do this one standing. Let's get ready. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. All right, so just marching in place, opposite hand and foot, just warming up the body. We're going for 3 minutes straight, okay? Unless you need to take a little break, that's totally fine. All right, it's your warm up. the next move we're going to do is we're going to keep on marching just like this, but we're going to kind of do like a jumping jack arms, not as fast as our jumping jacks, kind of like when we close out, how we inhale and reach our hands to ceiling. Here we go. Ready? So now we're going to inhale up. So whether you're seated or standing. Another coordination move right here. It's like patting your head and rubbing your belly, you know, good for the brain. Next one, we're going to march forward for 4 and march forward for back. Okay, so if you're seated, just stay where you're at here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if you're seated, you can stay there. And now we're going to switch the arms. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. All right. Next, we go into our lateral side taps with a straight arm pull back. So pull, and in fact, it's down more like a straight back instead of to the side. So if you're seated, just give me your seated lateral taps, tapping side to side, and you're just pulling these arms back from a side view. Okay, so they come behind the body. All right, next, we're gonna do hip circles. So if you're seated, you're just moving your body in circles. We're gonna do 2 one direction and then 2 the other. Okay, so it's more of your shoulders and upper body if you're seated, and if you're standing, it's more the hips. 2 and 2. We have one more exercise after this. It's going to be our butt kicker and row. Nothing new here. All right, here we go. So when you're seated, you're just giving me those little tap backs with the foot, right, with the toe. You're just tapping it back towards the chair. When you're standing, it's more of the heel that's coming up. And you have that like rowboat arms, right? Think of those shoulder blades in the back pulling together, strengthening that upper back, creating and promoting good posture. And time. Okay, that was 3 minutes. Okay, so today I'm going to be introducing some new moves, okay? And we're going to be doing them in supersets. So that means supersets mean 2 exercises that you perform one and then the other, and then you do it for rounds. We're going to do 3 rounds, okay? 45 seconds of work, 15 seconds transition rest time, okay? And remember, that is just our guide. If you need to take more time to recover, then that's absolutely what you should do, okay? Listen to your body. I'm gonna do the first round seated and then the next 2 standing like I usually do. Since I am not at home and I don't have all my weights, my water bottles are my weights today, okay? So get to see what it's like if maybe some of you are using water bottles too. So our first one we are going to do is a double side step with a external rotation for the rotator cuff. Because my camera has to be different today because the length of the room isn't long, I'm going to show it this way real quick, but then perform it this way because I'm gonna walk off the camera if I do, because what it looks like is it's gonna be side step, side step. Actually, maybe I'm not. Side step. I think I'm on side step, side step. So what you're doing here, this is really good for posture here. Is okay. External rotation. My elbow is at 90 degrees, okay? I'm externally rotating out it, and it stays tucked to my rib cage. We don't want to flare out here, okay? All right, so side step, and then the other way, side step, side step. So if you're seated, side step, side step, side step, side step. It's a small muscle group. Don't go too heavy with your weight, okay? And then our next one is our sit squat. Remember, feet are about hip to shoulder width apart, okay? You're going to drive through the heels of your feet to stand up and tap down, okay? When I hold my water bottles or weights here, I'm challenging my core a little bit more. When I hold them at my side, I'm challenging my grip a little more. Think carrying laundry bags or laundry baskets or grocery bags, okay? and your seated leg extensions, okay? So round one, I am gonna do seated. So we're starting with our double side step with that rotator cuff, external rotation, okay? So either variation, 90-degree at the elbows, keep them into the rib, knuckles are facing the floor, okay? In 3, 2, and 1, here we go. Okay, so side step, side step. Think of if you have, or you've ever noticed somebody with rounded shoulders, all right, how they round forward, okay, kind of leaning forward through their posture. Think about how you can almost visualize how the muscles, how we're doing this external rotation in the shoulders, how this could help loosen up tight muscles, which will allow you to stand up more straight, okay? You gotta loosen up tight muscles in the front and strengthen weak muscles in the back so that we can stand up nice and tall, okay? All right, there's always reason behind what we do, even if you're like, that's an easy one, you know what I mean? Okay, our sit squats are next, or our alternating leg extensions, okay? 3, 2, and 1. Sometimes it's nice to have those easy ones just laced through, you know, that aren't, they're not your largest muscle groups you're working, so they're not gonna be as taxing. But enjoy it, because sometimes there's really hard ones too, you know? So take them as they come and realize they all have benefit, no matter how big or small the muscle group we're working is. All right, so if you're doing the standing variation, you're doing your sit squats right now. We have 10 more seconds here, then we're gonna go back to the top, and I'm gonna change to our standing position here. 2 and 1, okay. Down, if I start on the far edge of the screen, I can get all of me in here. All right, so we're gonna go back to those lateral 2 steps to, with the external rotation, elbows 90-degree into the rib cage here. Here we go. Step, 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 step. Coordination here too, because I feel like both arms want to go at the same time, but you got to keep the one still and work the one. So you're challenging your brain here too, you know? Good for your cognitive health. Four more seconds. 2 and 1. Okay. Sit squats or next, or if you're sticking with the seated variation, you're doing your alternating leg extensions. I'm going to opt for the core position here over the grip. Okay. 2, 1. My feet are about shoulder width apart here, hip to shoulder width, tap it down, drive through the heels up. Okay, that's going to get your glutes to wake up. Drive up, okay? Really trying to press and squeeze the glutes, and I'm also squeezing the front of my leg too. Squeeze, I'm just trying to make everything tight. Remember, you have to develop mind muscle connection. You may be like, I'm squeezing, but I don't know if it's doing anything. Just stick with it, okay? It takes time. Doesn't happen overnight, but consistency is what gets you there. In good form, consistency in good form. Remember, we value quality over quantity here, okay? You wanna do it properly for more efficiency. One more round, excuse me. Back to our lateral 2-step with our external rotation. In 3, 2, and 1, here we go. Step, 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 or tap, step, step. When you think of our rotator cuff, it moves, and also it's a ball and socket joint. It moves in so many different directions. We've got to train it in those different directions. And this is just one of the many directions that it'll move. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, last round of sit squats, and then we're going to take a little water break as I explain the next one. All right, and remember the 45-15 is a guide. If you need to stop a little early or start a little late, you can do that, okay? Feet hip to shoulder width apart. I'm gonna tap it down, drive through my heels, squeeze everything, all right? Squeeze the glutes as you're coming up, and when you're standing up, just feel your quads trying to squeeze too. Good. Move at your own pace. You do not have to move at my pace. Move at a pace that is comfortable for your body. Again, quality beats the quantity every time, all right? We're not trying to chase reps. We're trying to chase quality movement and time, okay? Next block, you can get a drink here, is another side step, but just one this time with a lateral raise to an alternating front raise. So what it's going to look like is this. It's more of a side tap. This one, no, this one's side step, sorry. Side step, front raise, front raise. Side step, front raise, front raise. I want you to think when you're doing your lateral raise here, it's the elbow that like, think closer to the shoulder that's lifting you up, like the elbow. Don't think that I'm lifting up through my knuckles, okay? You're gonna miss some of the muscle engagement that you're looking for. Think from the elbows. Even if you have to bend the elbows, okay? Might help take some pressure off. If you find that it's a little hard to bend the elbows here, okay? But think it's elbows leading it up. Okay, so side step, front raise, front raise, side step, front raise, front raise. So you can imagine seated, side step, front raise, and front raise, okay? All right, next one is a double bicep curl. We're gonna hold it at the top and go into a double tricep extension. So from a seated position, let me just start here. We're going to curl, hold it up, hinge it forward, kick back, okay? So we're getting the bicep, the front of the arm, and then the tricep, the back of the arm. So standing, I want to show you this from a side view to really get a good idea of this hinge. Bicep curl, second bicep curl, hold it up, hinge it back, kick back, okay? So I'm thinking when I hinge, I'm not thinking my head goes forward. I'm thinking my hips go back, all right? Those little mental cues that you give yourself are going to help put you in good form, okay? So don't think head goes forward, think hips push back, okay? And you see that little angle here? I'm straight through my chin, but I've got this little angle through my thigh, okay? All right, here we go. We are starting with our alt side step, lateral raise to an alt front raise, okay? Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. So from the seated, I'm front. Remember, think the elbows leading it up, not the knuckles, okay, not the hands. Good, almost there. Should feel your shoulders working here. 2, and time, okay? Next, we are going to our double bicep curl to double kickback, okay? So if you're seated, I'm towards the edge of my chair so I can get some good hinge movement here, okay? Here we go, begin. So we're gonna curl it, hold it up, hinge forward, kick back, again, curl, hinge, kick back, curl, kick back, kickback. Good. Almost done this first set. There's 3, 2, and 1. Okay, back to the top. All right, I'm going to move into our standing variation. So our alt side step with the lateral raise to an alternating front raise. In 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So it's side step, side step, side step, side step. Adding on to layers of complexity, right? We have to really think about our movement. Take your time. Remember, we're leading through the elbows. Start to feel in your shoulders here. Doesn't always start right at the beginning, that work. It's usually towards the end that you start to feel that burn, okay? Now we're gonna go into our bicep curl to double kickback. I'm gonna do a few forward and then also from the side profile. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. So if you notice, my feet are right under my hips. Hinge it forward, kick back, up, curl, curl, hinge it forward, kick back, curl, curl, hinge, kick back. I'm gonna do it from the side now. Curl, curl, hinge. And time. Okay, we have one more round through. Okay, this time I'm going to do my lateral raise side step to alternating front raise from the side. All right, so you can get a side view here. So here we go. We're going to side step, front raise, front raise. I know for myself, I'm a visual learner. And when I am watching exercises, I do like to see them from multiple angles to make sure that I'm following along with good form here. So if you notice with my front raises, I'm not going way up high or anything like that. I'm going right to shoulder height. And the same with the lateral raises. I'm not trying to reach up too high, just right to shoulder height. Hopefully you're feeling your shoulders work. 2 and 1, okay. Last round of our double bicep curl to double tricep kickback, okay. Start this one from the side. This one's a little tricky with that coordination because you hold at the top to hinge down, and then when you're done your tricep, you keep them here to stand up. I noticed it was challenging my cognitive skills. See right there as I'm talking, kickback, now down and up. See that right there? Curl, kickback. So it's really something that helps keep you mindful, staying present with your workout. Think of every step of the movement. Connecting thoughts with movement of the body has been shown in studies to help slow down or decrease the onset of dementia and Alzheimer's. So, keeping your minds connected to what your body is doing, staying focused with that actually has been shown to help. So that's why I always talk about that cognitive health aspect. Okay, that opposite hand and foot, even little things like that. Okay, they make a difference. All right, next block. Go ahead and get a drink here. We're going to do a challenging one. Instead of lunges today, we're going to still be doing some single leg work, but it's going to be more of a balance exercise here, okay? So I'm going to show you an alternative if this gets a little tricky, okay? So what we're going to be doing is a good morning. I'm going to hold one weight right here, okay? Good morning is just another way to say hinge. There's all different ways you can hinge. You hear me say RDL, good morning, hinge. Okay, you're doing the same thing though, okay? I'm going to hold my weight here, all right? My feet are under my hips. See that? They're not out here and they're not like together like this, okay? Right under the hips for good stability, all right? From there, we're going to, remember, push the hips back, not bring the head down, push the hips back. You see what that does to my spine? It keeps it nice and straight. If I think lean forward, look what happens. We don't want that, okay? That's gonna put a lot of stress on your lower back, all right? So push the hips back. You're gonna bring it back up. Okay, here's the tricky part. Knee raise and twist. Knee raise and twist, okay? From the front. Hinge, up, twist, twist, okay? Hinge, up, twist, twist. It doesn't matter which side you start your twist on. If it, you don't have to keep track of always starting on the right side or the left side. We're alternating, but you're working on that twist. Now, if that gets too challenging, but you're not quite at, you want to do the seated variation, you want something in between, you're just going to hinge, bring it up. Those hips stay forward, twist, twist. Okay, so you're literally only twisting here and here, but the hips stay forward. What you're not doing is like twisting like this, okay? You're literally just twisting and you're telling your hips, don't move, okay? So you're disassociating the lower part of your body with the top of your body. Any golfers out there? That you might understand that because that's like with your golf swing, okay? All right, so let's see here. The second one then, oh, and then I'm sorry, from the seated position, this is new content, so I'm kind of like, same with you guys. I'm learning it too as we go along here with me introducing it, is your good morning, twist, twist, good morning, twist, twist, okay? All right, so, and the second one, both weights or no weights, we're going to do side bends. So what I want you to think, and with the contralateral tap, so tap, 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 tap. What I want you to think with your upper body though, is that you're in between two panes of glass. So your body has to kind of stay in between those two panes of glass and you're not touching the front side of the glass or the back side of the glass, okay? So you're trying to stay nice and upright. So from the side view standing, it's tap, tap, and I'm bending through. Okay, this is an ab section we're doing here, okay? So from the front, it's tap, 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 tap. Okay, so I'm kind of like lengthening through and you feel a little work through the side of the obliques here, okay? So first round, I'm gonna do seated. It's our good morning to our knee raise with that oblique twist, okay? Remember, that it's that hinge and we're using one weight or no weight. If you're not using any weight, do this with your hands right here, okay? All right, here we go. Back to the top. In 3, 2, and 1, my feet are under my hips. We're going to hinge it forward, bring it up, twist, twist, all right? Hinge, up, exhale on your twist and twist. Really working the obliques in this superset. Ten more seconds here. And time, okay. If you're using weights, grab your second one here. And if not, we're just going to do them without them. The side bends with the contralateral, because once this side's going lateral, this side's going lateral, but from the opposite direction, right? And here we go. Remember, you're trying to stay in between two panes of glass. So you don't want to like be leaning forward or leaning back too much. Trying to stay nice and upright. And feel that side bend in the abs there, okay? On either side in your waist. Yep, almost done here. About 10 more seconds. 2 and 1. Okay, all right, back to the top. We're gonna go to our good morning. So one weight if you're using them, or you're just gonna cross your arms to shoulder to shoulder if you're not, okay? Feet underneath the hips. 3, 2, 1. We're gonna hinge, pushing those hips back, bring it up, twist, twist. Go nice and slow and controlled, okay? Be in control of the movement. Okay, think about how your body reacts to coming up on one leg and adding that twist. Good. We have about 10 more seconds here. 2 and 1. Okay, next move is our oblique side bends with the contralateral tap. So I'm really trying to lengthen my toe. I'm tapping on my toe from the standing position. It's a little bit harder from that seated position. You're more just doing your fly. Okay, so we're going to, but think of that bend too. Think your waist, like right here, okay? Kind of get a little stretch where the toe tap is and a little contraction where the side bend is. All right, think your opposite shoulder and opposite toe are creating that diagonal line. All right, one more round through. Okay, one more round through and we're done our ab section here. All right, so ab and balance, okay? So back to our hinge to our knee raise twist. I'm gonna do it from the side this time. My feet are under my shoulders. Hinge, up, twist, twist. Don't forget, when you're coming up from your hinge, what are we squeezing? Our glutes, right? Think of your glutes lifting you back up. The same way our hips push us down, they bring us up, okay? It's not our head bringing us down, and it's not our head bringing us up, okay? Think of the start of the movement. That's where it's initiated. 2 and 1, okay? Lateral side bends with the side tap, okay? Final round on this, and then we are going into our next superset in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. I'm going to reach. Should feel stretch and contraction. Stretch on one side of the body, contraction on the other. One side might feel different than the other. That's not uncommon, right? Just notice it, okay? Don't force it to try to be equal with the other. All right, just notice it and work within the range that it wants to be, okay, without trying to force it. Okay, time on that one. All right, 6-minute block. Our next block, go ahead and get a drink here. Our next block is going to be a double row with a curl and press and a sumo squat, okay? So sumo squat, we know that one, right? Double row and curl and press, these are all moves that we've done. I'm just manipulating how we put them together, okay? So again, here we go. You can see how this hinge pattern really becomes a staple in our movement patterns, okay? In life and in exercise, okay? I'm going to hinge, row, row, up, curl, press, down. Hinge, row, row, up, curl, press. So we've done a variation like this before, but with a sit squat, curl and press. We're just doing a double row curl and press this time, and you get a little hinge in there as well, okay? So and that's gonna look the same seated. You're just on the edge of your seat, feet are hip width apart. Hinge, row, row, up, curl, press, okay? Other one, sumo squat. If you're seated, we are lateral tap, leg extension, okay? And if you're standing, you can put your weights here or here, okay? But those feet are wider than your shoulders. The outside of my heel is past my shoulder. My toes are facing out, and we want to make sure those knees stay in the same direction as those toes, okay? We don't want them to come in like this, okay? All right, and we drive up, still through the heels and down. So we're just changing the angle on the glutes and thighs that we're working, okay? And our traditional sit squat, okay? So those are our two exercises. All right, let's get ready. Sorry, a little drink, it's getting warm up here. All right, back to the top with our double row to curl and press, okay? Utilizing that hinge pattern, okay? It's a basic movement pattern right there, okay? So feet are under the hips. I'm gonna do this round seated. Let's get ready and begin. We're going to hinge, row, row, up, curl, press. Nice neutral spine. We want to keep the shoulders back so they don't round forward on us. Length through the spine. We're almost there, almost through this one. And time, okay. Sumo squats are next, all right? So we're going to lateral tap, leg extension from seated, or you're doing our sumo sit squats. Ready? And begin. Lateral tap. All right, I'm keeping my foot flexed on those leg extensions so that I can get into the quad, top of the leg there, the top of the thigh. Good. Almost done round one. Now we have 2 more to get through. 10 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, back to the top, our double row, curl and press. I'm going to do this standing this time, and I'm going to do it from a side profile this round, okay? My feet are underneath my hips, right? That just means they're nice straight line, not too close together, not too far apart. Okay, here we go. And a hinge, row, row, up, curl, press. You don't even have to hinge down as far as I'm going. If here is better, okay, small hinge, that's fine. I like this movement pattern a lot. I feel like it has a nice flow to it. I do this often in my other classes too. This kind of row, curl, and press combo. Okay. Time on that one. We're going into our sumo squats. Again, you can have your weights down here, or you can have them up here. Okay. Here we go. In 3, 2, and 1. And tap it down. Drive it up. I like doing the chair variation. We were doing them without it, but I think there's something about having, like, when you know the safety of the chair is behind you, it actually challenges you to maybe tap down just a little bit lower. Go at your own pace. You can take a little rest at the top if you need to recover a little bit. Pressing through the heels, squeezing the glutes. Less than 10 seconds here. And time. Okay, one more time through and we're on to our final set, okay? Last round of double row, curl and press. I'll do this one forward this time. And begin. Row, row, squeeze it up, curl, press. Remember, quality over quantity. Listen to your body. Your body's always giving you feedback and you're staying present in that moment. It's hard to listen to your body if your mind gets preoccupied with other thoughts. This is your time to spend on you, for you, without distraction. And time, okay. Last round of sumo squats. And then we are moving on to our final set, which is going to be a cardio set. Okay, finish with an elevated heart rate. Okay, training the heart muscle. All right, so here we go, sumo. Feet, heels out past the shoulders, toes out, knees stay in the direction of the toes. And I'm pushing the floor away to stand up. Really squeezing and engaging as I'm coming up. Again, if you have to rest a couple seconds, you just want to stand up and rest a couple seconds and then come back to it. You can do that if your legs are starting to get tired. Good, 10 more seconds here. And then we break and go into our final superset. And time, good, okay. Final superset, go ahead and get a drink here. I know I need one. Final superset, jumping jacks and a butt kicker row, okay? So modified jumping jacks, okay, look the same. Seated, you're just, doing that from your seated variation. If you're advanced, you can add a couple regular ones in there. And then our butt kicker row, all right? So in our warm-up moves here, okay? All right, so from a seated position, you're at the edge of your chair, tap, 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 okay? All right, let's get to it. One more set here, 6-minute block. Starting with our jumping jacks, modified jumping jacks in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So a little cardio burst here at the end. All body weight movements here. Some good old-fashioned calisthenics, right? Trying to show if it's good enough for our military, it's good enough for us, right? 3, 2, and 1. Okay. All right. Our butt kicker and row. So again, I'm still in my seated variation. Sorry, guys. Okay, so I'm at the edge of my chair. I'm gonna think of rowboat row arms, and I'm gonna toe tap back. Right, I'm thinking of squeezing those shoulder blades together. Get a stretch through the front of the shoulder, squeeze through the back. I'm feeling this already. If you need to rest, if you're feeling like your muscles are burning and burning out, go ahead and just shake it out for a second, right? And then come back. Almost done. Remember, you can stop early if you need to, get a little extra recovery time. 3, 2, and 1. Woo! My goodness, I felt that. Okay, I'm moving to our standing variations now. You can stay seated if that's what you're doing and you prefer it. Okay. Otherwise, modify jumping jacks from a standing position. And if you're advanced, you can add a couple regular in there. Okay, here we go. We worked the shoulders really good today. And again, if you need to rest the shoulders a little bit here, if you're really starting to feel them, there you go, right? There's always ways you don't necessarily have to stop. You might, and if you want to stop, that's okay too. But there's always like levels in between that you can just kind of craft it the way that works best for you. Two and one. I'm feeling my heart rate start to elevate. It's okay to feel a little out of breath, but if you're starting to feel dizzy or like you need a drink and you need to pull back, take a rest, okay? Butt kicker in row is next. Here we go. I'm going to show you this from the side so you can see the plane that my elbows are in. They're just slightly below my shoulder, just slightly. I'm pulling that heel back towards my glute, which is working the back of my thigh. Five more seconds. And time, okay, one more through. Sometimes you don't notice how elevated your heart rate is until you stop. And then you're like, oh, I feel that. Okay, so again, listen to your body. You know, a little bit of breathiness is okay, but if you feel like your heart's beating too fast or you're feeling dizzy, sweating too much, then just pull back, okay? So our final round here. Especially as we're like adjusting to the temperature change, you know? Ooh, my shoulders are on fire. Two and one. Okay, shake that out. Last 45 seconds. Okay, the butt kicker in row, seated or standing. Again, start late if you need to, stop early, you know, whatever you got to do that feels good for your body. Here we go. Rest those arms a little bit in the middle of the set. Just keep the legs going. Any or all of the above, okay? Main thing is really trying to feel my shoulder blades work, squeezing them together, strengthening the back. Three, two, and time. Oh, we made it. Boy. Whew, I'm feeling my heart rate on that last one. I hope you guys are too. We're going to do a little cool down here, okay? So let's just take a big inhale and exhale. And one more. Exhale. And when you're ready, we're going to press and pull. I always like stretching out the neck and upper trap here, okay? Press and pull. And deep breaths again from the side. Good, we're going to do the same thing other side. Stay nice and even with our exercise selection. Okay, and next we are going to go ahead into a cat-cow here, and we're gonna arch, untuck, arch, untuck, arch, untuck, just 2 more, 5 total. Arch, untuck, last one, arch, and untuck. Good, all right, let's go ahead and do a forward fold, seated or standing. We're gonna inhale up, exhale, all the way down, all right, feeling your lower back stretch out. Okay, just go where it's comfortable for you. Maybe rock your hips or stay still, whatever feels good for you. Just feel the back of the body stretch here. And then gently and slowly roll up 1 vertebrae at a time. Slight bend in the knees. Let's roll the shoulders back for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. And then let's just do 2 big inhales up. Palms to heart. Exhale or down. Inhale. Palms together. Exhale to heart. All right, guys, it's a wrap for today. I hope.
Hi, everyone. This is Z from Yonkers Public Library. Thanks so much to Sally Pinto and Alexis from Newark. Thank you to our community partners, WJCS, the City of Yonkers Office for the Aging, Friends of Crestwood Library, and Yonkers Public Library for making this phenomenal partnership. And we thank each and every one of you for being part of our wellness community. Be well, stay well.